I can't afford a coach, but I've got some pretty big goals and no excuses not to train. So instead of a coach, I've built my own training plan using ChatGPT. I want to make it very clear that this isn't to go viral, this isn't to show the power of AI, this isn't because I think AI will replace humans, but because it's what I could afford and because I wanted to see if it would actually work. And honestly, the good news is I think it's working. If you're new to my channel, I'm currently training to cycle unsupported across Antarctica to the South Pole. It's 911 kilometers of snow and ice with temperatures up to -40°C, incredibly powerful winds. And so my training plan, let's say, isn't typical. It means I need endurance on the bike. It means I need strength for sled pulling. It means I need technical skills for cycling in the snow, plus many more cold weather skills that I need to build as well. But I'm not a full-time athlete. I don't have unlimited time to commit to all of these things. And although I can be fairly flexible because I'm self-employed, I can't train all day, every day. Because of being self-employed as well, I have an incredibly strict budget, which means I can essentially spend nothing on having a coach. So again, this video isn't about showing you the power of AI, but more to show you that it is an option and that not being able to afford a coach shouldn't be used as an excuse. Here is the reality. A cycling coach can be fairly expensive. From the searches I've done and from friends I know, this can be between £100 to £300 a month, and in some cases way more. So I would very much love to have the resources to have a coach, but I'm also very aware that I just don't have the money for this right now. So I began to look at other options, one of which was ChatGPT. And I think I can get 80% of the output for 0% of the cost. So let me run through with you the plan I made, how I made it, and how you can do the same. So how do you start building a structured program? Well, you need a rough idea of how much time you can commit and what you roughly want the training program to look like. If you've done anything before, then you can input those programs in. What I'm going to type in is that I know that I want to train 3 times a week in the gym, and I know that I want to cycle 3 times a week as well. So we're going to start with that and build a program around that. So what should we type in? Let's go with, I am looking to structure and build a training program in a 12-week block. I'm training for a cycling expedition across Antarctica. And so I need my training program to improve my cycling endurance whilst also build upper and lower body strength. I would like to cycle 3 times a week and strength train 3 times a week with 1 day of rest. Let's start with that and we'll see what it comes back with so that we can refine it. That's an incredible goal. Thank you very much. Nothing like ChatGPT to boost your ego a little bit. Yes, we want to develop aerobic endurance, muscular endurance, full body strength and power for the overview of the 12-week structure. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, strength training. That's pretty much what I do right now, so that works out. With then endurance on Tuesday, Thursday cycling intervals, and then Saturday a long session with rest and recovery. I'd probably move the Saturday and Sunday around, prefer to do a long ride on Sunday, but that's perfect. It's then giving periodization phases, which is amazing. So normally in a 4-week training block, you build your base for the first 4 weeks. You then have a strength progression phase in the next 4 weeks. And then the final is your peak phase where you're at your strongest. So this is where you really push it before tailoring it back again at the end, and then you start again. It is great that it has already built out the cycling plan. Let's have a read of this. So it's saying that ride 1 is your endurance ride. So on a Tuesday, I'll be doing 1.5 hours to 2 hours in zone 2. That makes sense. That's similar to what I've done in the past. You then want your second ride of the week to be tempo intervals. So this is where you're trying to build the top end power. That checks out. And then a longer ride on the weekend. So these longer rides for me, I think we can shoot them up a bit longer. And I think the threshold is something that I'd want to refine as well. In terms of the strength plan, let's just have a look. So I don't really like this. I'd like it to be full body every session. So we'll refine that as well. And then what's it said about skills, mobility, recovery, focus. Okay. Nutrition, we can cover another time. So this section is to keep me accountable. I just want a checklist that I can tick off each week. So firstly, can you format a weekly session checklist that I can tick off each week? Perfect, so I'm gonna copy that. And then here is my blank spreadsheet. So sheet 1, we are gonna call weekly checklist. This hasn't quite worked the way I wanted it to, but let's go weekday, session type, session notes, completed. So we're gonna color that in, put you there. Okay, so this is my rough weekly tracker. And when I've done each session at the end, what I do is color it green. So week to week, I can keep myself accountable by checking that I've done the session and then I tick it off once I've done it. In terms of keeping myself accountable long term, I block these into 12 weeks. And so week number 1, 2, 3, I'll then put the date. So let's say we started this Monday, it would have been Monday, the 10th of the 11th, 2025. And this can then go down. And then I'm just gonna put week notes and completed again. So this is to keep me accountable longer term. So each week that I complete, I can say how it felt, any notes for it, and then tick it off once I've completed it. Finally, what we want to do is sort out the weekly sessions. So in this tab, I'm going to put gym weekly sessions. I'm going to go back to ChatGPT. I would like you to review the weekly gym sessions and make each session full body. Each session should include 2 key leg exercises to strengthen my lower body. So let's see what it comes up with. Perfect. Okay, so we're gonna copy this across now into Excel, and I'm just gonna format this quickly. So again, we've got our rough training program for the gym now. These are the exercises that we can go in and do. If we don't know how to do them, we can go to YouTube and look them up. But this gives us a rough gym training program that we can use that we know is going to strengthen us. We can refine this as we go. For instance, for the first 4 weeks, I might want to focus on base strength building, which I can then tailor ChatGPT to do. After that, I might want to focus on strength. So I want to lower the reps I'm doing and focus really on how much I'm lifting. We can do things like that at a different time and refine it further. The final thing that we need to do is then build out the cycling weekly sessions. Can you now build out the cycling weekly sessions, including a breakdown of how these should change and build week to week? Now, one thing that I enjoy doing on my Thursday sessions, so the Thursday session, as a reminder, is your tempo or intervals. I like to build on my FTP number. So for those that don't know, your FTP is roughly how many watts you can put out for a whole hour. And so if you understand that, you can then build on that each week in your weekly sessions. So for me, my FTP at the moment is just over 300. So I want to make sure that in those threshold and tempo sessions that I'm working at that power level so that I can build on it each week. So what I'm going to prompt ChatGPT to do is, can you build into the Thursday work at my FTP level, e.g. 6 times 6 minutes at FTP. Let's see what it comes up with. Again, stroking my ego. Excellent. Now you're moving into the real performance building phase. This is going to be the weekly structure, which we're already aware of. So Tuesday is just going to be a 2-hour endurance ride. Thursday is going to be your tempo FTP interval, and Saturday your long endurance ride. Week 1 to 4. So let's copy all of this across, and it's even provided, I don't know why it keeps doing that, stop it, even provided the zone structure. So let's copy all of this across and we can format this for us as well. So we're just finalizing the formatting here, and perfect. We have our weekly cycling structure. So our Tuesday sessions, we're going to be focusing on 2-hour endurance in zone 2. And again, this plan would require you to know your FTP, but if you don't know your FTP, you can prompt ChatGPT to work around that so that you don't have to work in power levels. You could work at heart rate levels. You can tailor it down from there and just focus on endurance. But you can build this plan to go into serious detail or tailor it back, whatever you need. That's the beauty of it. You can structure it how you need to. So we have our weekly checklist now. We have a weekly breakdown of what our gym sessions are going to be, and we have a weekly breakdown of what our cycling sessions are going to be. This, to me, I think is a pretty decent plan for something that is free and for something that you can refine if you have more information or less information. I've used a version of this plan and I've refined it along the way now for almost the past year, and it's definitely been working for me. So I will continue to refine and improve it, and we'll hopefully keep seeing the results as well. So what are the pros, what are the cons of using ChatGPT or AI in general? So some of the pros are that it improves your structure. So if you have no idea how to format a training plan, if you have no structure to your training that you're doing weekly, ChatGPT, put simply, can give you that at the very, very least. It can spit out Monday through to Sunday what you need to do, when, and the numbers that you need to hit. It can also give you some form of accountability in that it is showing you what you should be doing, and it can, I guess, help encourage you to do that. However, you do still need some form of accountability yourself. It's not like you booked a slot in the gym with a personal trainer, or you have a weekly catch up with a coach. So in that respect, you still need to be accountable yourself. Another pro is that it's very flexible. So if you want to update this as you go, you can refine this an unlimited amount of time. So if something isn't working, you have the option to improve it. And then the final big pro is obviously that it's free. If this isn't working out, you haven't lost anything. So what are the cons? There's no adaptation, really. It doesn't know what you're doing well. It doesn't know what you're doing badly. It can't tell you what to improve other than what you tell it. So if you don't have the technical knowledge to start with, you might not improve in that space. If you want a simple training plan just to go out there and execute, then I think it can definitely provide that. But if you need help with, say, squat technique or riding technique, it might not be able to help in that space. It also is not going to give you any emotion. It's AI. So if you need encouragement to turn up to sessions, if you need any emotional support whatsoever, it will not provide that. And finally, there is no feedback loop other than, again, what you're giving it. There is no give and take unless you ask for specific information about questions. But again, there is no emotion in that. It doesn't replace a coach entirely. But I guess that brings us round to what this actually is. AI in this capacity is not replacing a coach, because it cannot be a coach. It's simply providing a framework for you to follow so that you can essentially become your own coach.
Look at me, sure. Look at me, sure. I'm the captain now.
The biggest thing that I struggle with when implementing a plan like this is actually being self-aware. And in fact, I think a coach would be most helpful for me to tailor back when I'm overtraining. This can lead to injury, it can lead to exhaustion. And that's what I struggle with, is actually having rest weeks, is having rest days. And AI doesn't provide that. So it's something that I'm having to learn myself. You are essentially not replacing a coach, but becoming your own coach. So how can you improve this, and how can you make this work for you? I would say the key pieces to nail are the accountability piece. If you can write these sessions using ChatGPT and you can turn up to those sessions and complete them as written, then this will work for you. That's the very base of what you need to be able to do for this to work. Once you're achieving this, once you are turning up to those sessions and completing them, that's when you can refine with ChatGPT and make this work for you even more. For myself, what does that look like? At the moment, I'm delving into nutrition a bit more and seeing if it can help me nutritionally. Normally, I'm quite disciplined with what I'm eating, but there are certain aspects where I need help, and that's what I'm trying to do at the moment with some prompts and with some more investigation using the AI. I'm also seeing if I can build into it some fatigue tracking so that it can actually give me the feedback that potentially a coach would be. If I can input results on a weekly basis, can it tell me whether I should have a down week, whether I should keep my training as it is? I'm hoping it can help me with that as well. And then the final piece is with some recovery adjustments. So is there anything that a training program should do outside outside of just the training. Stretching more regularly, what stretches should those be? Yoga, I want to build out the plan so that I'm recovering just as well as I am training. So this is what I'm trying to build in next, whether I can actually input data into ChatGPT so that it can then feed back some guidance on what I need to do, whether it can take information from my Garmin watch, whether it can take some of my power outputs from the week and essentially tell me whether I need to tailor training back, whether I should focus more on a particular style of riding. So if you're interested in what that potentially looks like and the evolution of the training program, let me know and maybe I can post a follow-up video to this one. The key thing I wanted to highlight with this video and with all my videos is that you don't necessarily need the best bike, the best coach in order to improve within your space. And that's the key message, is that you don't necessarily need a coach to improve in your cycling, running, weightlifting, whatever that is. As long as you can be accountable yourself, then you can turn up and you can train like an athlete, because the structure is absolutely free. You can build that out yourself. As long as you can turn up consistently, that is free. The things that cost will be the equipment that you use, and that could be down to just any old bike. So as long as you can show up every day, that's all that really matters. You can improve. And I think that's the most important thing. That for me, it was knowing I can train towards one of the toughest challenges of my life just by trusting myself and being accountable for myself. I can build this training plan and I can improve. That doesn't mean I'm not utilizing friends and connections I have to get little bits of information and feedback here and there. But the bulk of my resource is going into a free resource to help structure my time. And yeah, as long as you show up every day, nobody else can take that away from you. So you can train hard and you can improve with limited resources. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it helped you. You can see from the video how I built my plan and you can go away and build yours. But if you do have any questions, just let me know in the comments. Be happy to answer them. And if you are interested in seeing how I built the plan and refined it from here, just let me know and I can record a follow-up video there. If this video helped, please drop me a like, please drop a comment, please subscribe to the channel. It really helps, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.